Have you ever felt invisible? Not physically, emotionally. Like you're standing in a room full of people, but nobody really sees you. Not because you're boring, not because you don't matter, but somehow you always feel overlooked. You listen to others, you show up, you care, and still you feel like background noise in everyone else's life. If that sounds familiar, this video is for you. Here's something most people don't realize. People who feel invisible aren't weak. They're usually the ones who give the most. They notice small things. They remember details. They support quietly. They don't demand attention. And that's exactly the problem. The world rewards loud. It rewards confidence. It rewards people who speak first. So when you're calm, when you're observant, when you wait your turn, you slowly fade into the background. Not because you're unimportant, but because you don't compete for space. Psychologically, this creates something called emotional neglect. Not abuse, not cruelty, just absence. Your feelings don't get mirrored back. Your presence isn't acknowledged. So your nervous system learns one dangerous lesson. Stay small. Over time, you stop expressing. You stop expecting. You stop sharing parts of yourself. Not consciously, quietly. You start telling yourself, it's fine. I don't need anyone. I'm used to it. But deep inside, something feels empty. Another reason people feel invisible is emotional intelligence. Yes, emotional intelligence. Highly sensitive minds pick up on energy. They sense tension. They avoid conflict. They don't interrupt. They don't dominate conversations. They adapt, which makes them easy to ignore. You don't make noise, so people assume you're okay. But being quiet doesn't mean you don't feel deeply. It just means you process internally. And here's the hardest part. When you feel invisible for too long, you stop trying to be seen. You convince yourself connection isn't important. You pull back. You become self-reliant, independent, detached. Not because you want to be alone, but because expecting warmth hurts. So you choose distance instead. If this is you, listen carefully. Feeling invisible doesn't mean you lack value. It means your environment never learned how to recognize your kind of depth. Some people shine loudly, others glow softly. The world notices fireworks, but it forgets moonlight. And maybe that's why you feel unseen. Not because you're insignificant, but because you're subtle in a loud world. So don't change who you are. Don't become louder just to be noticed. Don't shrink just to survive. The right people won't need you to perform. They'll feel your presence. They'll see your silence. They'll recognize your energy. And until then, remember this. You were never invisible. You were just surrounded by people who didn't know how to look. And that awareness alone can change everything.